A lot of villains fight to win. Jabber fights to feel. He doesn't dodge pain, he injects it. And that's not chaos. That's a man who ran out of ways to know he's still alive. Like and subscribe if you're ready. He calls himself bored when there's nobody to fight. He calls himself turned on the second there is. That's not a threat. That's a diagnosis. Jabber isn't chasing violence. He's chasing the one feeling he has left. Jabber is a member of the Raiders' front line, the enforcement arm of a faction that runs on violence and territory in the world beneath the floating cities. Long braided hair strung with gold rings, mismatched patchwork clothes, a belt that trails behind him like a cape. He looks less like a soldier and more like something that crawled out of the trash heaps the show is built on. When word spreads that Rudo, a spherite who also happens to be a giver, is somewhere in the ground city, Jabber gets sent to find him, and he does it the way you'd expect, by hunting down and interrogating ground workers who'd captured Rudo earlier, killing them once he's gotten what he needs. The Raiders eventually set a trap to catch Rudo and the people helping him. Zanka, one of the cleaners, fights Jabber so Rudo can get away. Jabber's response isn't rage, it's amusement. He sneaks up and poisons Zanka without hesitation, then catches up to Rudo's group just as they're about to escape, destroying their exit to trap them in. Grizz steps in front of Rudo, declaring he'll protect his friends no matter what. Jabber's reaction? He's bored. To Jabber, Grizz isn't a threat. He's a nobody, and he moves to kill him without a second thought. To Jabber, strength is the only currency that matters, and anyone without it isn't even worth taking seriously as an obstacle. Cornered and outmatched, Jabber does something genuinely unhinged. He injects himself with his own claws, dosing himself with a toxin, and goes into an unconscious, instinct-only rampage. It works almost too well. His hostile intent becomes so scrambled that Greed's talisman, which is supposed to track and redirect that intent, can't get a read on him. For a moment, Rudo's entire strategy falls apart. Zanka steps back in, physically wrestling Jabber back with his staff, even while he's still fighting off the poison Jabber hit him with earlier. Zanka comes up with a plan on the fly, bait Jabber into targeting Rudo directly, which would finally give the talisman something to lock onto. It's a gamble. It works. Rudo redirects Zanka's momentum straight at Jabber, and the two of them finally start landing real hits. Jabber goes down, and then he just injected himself with a second toxin, this one built to numb pain entirely. Zanka and Rudo, meanwhile, are left paralyzed and reeling from everything that's happened. Watch that fight again, knowing what he's actually doing. He's not using drugs to get an edge in a fair fight. He's chemically deleting his own ability to feel consequences, so he can keep going past the point where a normal person's body would just stop. That's not recklessness. That's a man engineering his own numbness on purpose. Jabber doesn't fear pain. He's actively hunting for something in it, living by the idea that the weak simply have no value to him. And yet, in the same breath, he shows real interest, even a strange kind of respect, toward anyone who's genuinely strong, ally, or enemy. He's not indiscriminately cruel. He's specifically drawn to anyone who can hurt him, in a way that finally feels real. Round 2 with Zanka comes in the Trash Beast arc, and it plays out like an inversion of everything before it. This time, Jabber isn't the one on the back foot. He finds Zanka again in the chaos of the Trash Beast fallout, and there's no ambush, no poison sprung from hiding. He just walks up wanting the rematch. Zanka's still carrying the wear of everything he survived, and Jabber reads that instantly. To him, it's not a weakness to exploit, it's an invitation. He doses himself before the fight even really starts this time, like he's not willing to risk winning too easily. And it works. He beats Zanka clean, drops him to the ground. No talisman trick to save him this round. But the fight doesn't end when Zanka goes down. Jabber doesn't walk away, doesn't finish him, doesn't even really celebrate. He just sinks down next to him, still riding out the toxin, twitching and grinning at nothing, and the two of them end up sprawled there together. One man beaten, one man burning through the last of his own high. Neither of them really winning anything. It's the most honest Jabber gets in the whole arc. He didn't want Zanka dead. He wanted this, proof that someone out there could still make him feel something worth chasing, even in defeat. Beating Zanka isn't the point. Being on the ground next to him, both of them wrecked, is the closest thing Jabber has to connection.